Welcome in, welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Either way, I'm just glad you decided to click in and see what I have to say. I hope you stick around. I hope it speaks. I hope you pull up a seat. So I want to talk about above all. You know, we say it all the time. God comes first. Put God above everything. Keep him at the center. But what does it actually mean to put God above everything? What does he mean by that? You know, anyone who has ever walked this path already knows it doesn't always feel good. There's almost always some kind of tension because putting God above everything means putting him above ourselves too, right? Above what we want, above what feels safe, above what makes sense in the moment. And yet, even in the middle of the fear and the doubt, there's something underneath it all, something steady, something unshaken, a pull, a direction, you know, not something we create, not something that we can take credit for, something stronger than us, drawing us either toward or away. This is good for you or this is bad for you. And we are faced with a choice. Do we follow it or not? Because if we are honest, it is easy to say above all, put him above all. He comes first over everything. It's easy to say and a lot harder to live. Because putting God above everything doesn't just mean he's important to you. It means he's ultimate. He's everything. He's above it all, above your comfort, above your opinions, above your plans, above your relationships, above your identity, above your emotions, above what you want to hold on to. It means when his word and your feelings don't agree, you choose him. When his direction costs you something, you still follow him. When obedience is inconvenient, uncomfortable, and misunderstood, you don't negotiate. That's what scripture shows us over and over and over again. When Abraham was asked to lay down what he loved the most, he didn't fully understand, but he obeyed. When Job lost everything, he didn't curse God. He stayed surrendered. When Daniel was told to stop praying, he chose God over safety. When Peter the apostle and the apostles were told to be silent, they said, we must obey God rather than men. And when Jesus Christ went to that cross, he showed us the clearest picture of it all. Not my will, but yours be done. Not my will, but yours be done. Putting God above everything isn't about saying the right words. It's about surrendering the right things. And this is where it gets real for us today, because most of us aren't being asked to face lion dens or literal crosses, but we are being asked daily, will you put God above your image? Will you put God above being understood? Will you put God above your comfort zone? Will you put God above your need to be right? Will you put God above relationships that pull you away from him? Will you put God above habits that you don't want to let go of? Will you put God above the version of your life you already mapped out to a T? This is where we have to be honest. Not the easy stuff. Not the stuff that we can just shrug off and say, oh, look, I did it. That's not what he's after. And this is where we have to be honest. Are we putting God above everything? Or are we fitting him into everything else? Are we putting God above everything? Or are we fitting him into everything else? Because those are not the same thing. One is surrender, the other is convenience. Jesus didn't say, add me where I fit. He said, follow me. That's all we get. That's all we get. And following him will always lead us to places where we have to choose him or something else. So maybe the better question isn't, do I believe in God, or even, do I love God? Maybe the real question is, what is actually above him in my life right now? Because whatever we protect, whatever we prioritize, whatever we refuse to surrender, that's what's at the top. That's sitting right there at the top. And what's at the top for me may not be what's at the top for you. That's where our paths are ours alone. That's where we're meant to walk by ourselves. So here's the hope in all of this. God isn't asking to take from you just to take. He asks for everything because he is everything. And anything we put above him will eventually fail us, drain us, or break us. How many of us are proof of that? How many of us are examples of that? I know that I am. I know I'm an example of his love, his mercy, his grace. Putting God first isn't about losing your life. It's about finally living it the way it was meant to be lived. So maybe today isn't about trying to fix everything all at once. How many of us guilty? Maybe it's just about being honest enough to say, God, show me what I've placed above you. And when he shows us, praying that we have the courage to start laying it down, one thing at a time. You all have a beautiful rest of the evening. Many, many, many blessings heading out.